Every song has a story. And sometimes the story behind a song is the most powerful part. In this series, Behind the Music with Daryl Baker, we'll explore the moments, the faith, and the inspiration that shaped his songs. Songs written in prayer, songs written in hard seasons, songs that remind us God is still working. Join me and discover the story behind the music with Daryl Baker.
Hey everyone, I'm Daryl Baker, and welcome once again to Behind the Music. Today, I'm excited to share the story behind my newest radio single, A Little More Jesus. Now, this is the second single from my upcoming project called Porch Faith, releasing on July the 31st, and it's currently being promoted to Christian country and independent country radio. I truly believe this song carries a message that our world desperately needs.
Our world doesn't need another argument, it needs a little more Jesus.
It seems like everywhere we look, people are divided. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has something to say, but very few people are listening. As I watch our culture become increasingly divided, one thought kept coming back to me. What if the answer isn't another debate? What if the answer is simply more of Jesus? And that's how this song begins. It says, everybody's talking, nobody's listening. Lines in the sand, everybody's different. Those lyrics describe the world that we live in. But then it gets personal. There's a mama that needs hope, a daddy that needs rest, because behind every headline, there are hurting people that are searching for hope. One of the passages that came to mind as I was writing this song was found in Colossians chapter 3, verses 12 through 15. There, Paul writes, "Put on then as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, forgiving one another. And above all of these, put on love, and let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts." Think about those words. Compassion, kindness, humility, forgiveness, love, peace. That's exactly what this song is pointing us toward. The chorus reminds us we need a little more Jesus, a little more grace, a little more mercy in the middle of the day, a little less me, a little more you. Those aren't just good ideas. They're the character of Christ. The more Jesus changes us, the more grace, mercy, and love and peace begin to flow through us. Verse 2 introduces us to three different people. You may know one of them. You may be one of them. The first one is a child trying not to break under peer pressure. A wife barely hanging on to faith. A man trying to forget the problems that are mounting up in his life. Those aren't just lyrics. They're people that are all around us. Maybe they're our neighbors, maybe they're our co-workers, maybe they sit beside us in church. What they don't need is judgment. They're needing someone who's willing to show them the love of Jesus. My favorite line in this song might just very well be this line from the chorus. It says, "A little less me, a little more you." What would happen if we all lived that way? What if we chose humility over pride, grace over bitterness, mercy over condemnation, love over division? That's how lives begin to change. Listen to the words of this song.
Everybody's talking, nobody's listening. Lines in the sand, everybody's different. Mama needs hope, daddy needs rest. Whole wide world just trying its best. We've tried everything to fix what's broken. Maybe the answer's already been spoken. We need a little more Jesus, a little more grace, a little more mercy in the middle of the day. A little less me, a little more you, a little more love breaking through. A little more healing, a little more peace, a little more falling down on our knees. If this world is gonna change, it's not because of us. We need a little more Jesus. A kid in the hallway, trying not to break. A wife at the sink, just barely hanging on to faith. A man on a bar stool somewhere tonight, trying to forget what's eating him alive. We don't need another false solution. Love like his will start a revolution. We need a little more Jesus, a little more grace, a little more mercy in the middle of the day. A little less me, a little more you, a little more love breaking through. A little more healing, a little more peace, a little more falling down on our knees. If this world is gonna change, it's not because of us. We need a little more Jesus. In the silence, in the shouting, in the lost, in the doubting, He's the hope we're all searching for. So what are we waiting for? We need a little more Jesus, a little more grace, a little more mercy in the middle of the day. A little less me, a little more you, a little more love breaking through. A little more healing, a little more peace, a little more falling down on our knees. If this world is gonna change, it's not because of us. We need a little more Jesus. Right here, right now. We need a little more Jesus.
This song really captures the heartbeat of my upcoming album, Front Porch Faith. The front porch has always been a place where conversations begin, where stories are shared, where neighbors become friends. My hope is that these songs make you feel the same way. Simple conversations that point people back to Jesus. Maybe today you're carrying a burden. Maybe someone in your family is struggling. Maybe you're wondering how to make a difference in a world that feels broken. Start where you are. Love the people around you. Show grace. Offer mercy. Choose kindness. Because when we look more like Jesus, the world begins to see Him. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Behind the Music. I hope this song reminds you that the greatest difference we can make isn't by winning arguments. It's by reflecting the heart of Christ. Because if this world is ever going to change, it's not because of us. It will happen because there's a little more Jesus. If you've enjoyed this song, I'd love for you to call or message your favorite Christian country or independent country radio station and request a little more Jesus on your radio. And be sure to watch for my new album, Front Porch Faith, which will be released on July the 31st, or you can stream it online. I'd love for you to subscribe, share this series with a friend, and let me know which episodes impact you the most. And as always, you can find all of my music, my books, my tour dates, and ministry resources at my website, darylbakermusic.com. Thank you for being part of this journey. Every song has a story. Every story has a message. And every message points back to the faithfulness of God. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday on Behind the Music. God bless you.